Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another mediocre episode of the Stuff You Already Know podcast, in which we talk about
stuff you already know.
I'm your beloved host, Aiden, joined with me by my co-host, Blake, and together we're going to talk about a variety of monotonous topics until you, yes you, my dear listener, gather enough physical strength to get up and switch to another more interesting podcast.
Like Joe Rogan.
Or something. But until then, sit back, relax, wipe up those tears, and pray to God that your AirPods die, because we're about to get started. So, why do humans swing their arms when they walk? Some people might say it just feels right. Some people might say that they don't swing their arms at all. But, you know, that's if you're a weirdo or something. I personally think that you should just keep your hands in your pockets because it looks cooler. But according to some great scientists that dedicated approximately 12 years to a human social sciences degree, the real reason why we as a species swing our arms when we walk is because of our simple need for balance.
Makes sense.
So my question to you, Blake, is, you swing your arms when you walk?
I don't. I must be one of those weirdos we were talking about earlier.
It's okay. You have a place here at the Stuff You Already Know podcast.
I know. I'm the co-host.
Tell me something I know.
Something you know. Dogs pant, right? They go...
Yeah, you right.
Do you know why they do that?
Because they get hot and stuff?
Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons. A lot of people think it's because dogs don't sweat, but they do sweat. They only out of their feet, though, or their paws, I guess.
That is a strange fact, but okay.
It's the reason why is because that's the only part of their skin that's, like, really out of fur. So, you know, that's the only part that will cool them down.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But the reason they pant is because it causes moisture to evaporate inside their bodies. Kind of like a dehumidifier would.
So we got Canine AC.
Sounds like a name of a company. What's something I know?
Okay, so you know how we blink, right?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
You ever wonder, like, the purpose of our eyelids? Like, some people say the answer is obvious, you know, because our eyes will get dry or something.
That's what I would say.
And, hey, that's fairly reasonable, like, considering the fact that after, you know, a period of time, our eyes are going to get, like, dry and stuff. But the real reason, like, evolutionary reason why we have eyelids and eyelashes and stuff is because it's supposed to protect, like, our actual eyes from debris and stuff. Think about it. You know how fish don't have eyelids? Well,
why would they?
yeah, exactly. Like, there's not much to bump into out and about in the ocean, as well as, like, reptiles and stuff. They have clear caps over their eyes. Not like their eyes really get dry. It's just to protect their actual eyeballs from getting hit by a rock or something. And, like, camels, for example, they have really long brush-like eyelashes to shield their eyes from, you know, sandstorms. So my question to you is, you think I look cute with eyelash extensions?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, we'll save it for after.
Okay.
You think we'll get views if we do a staring contest, like right now?
I don't think that's going to work on a podcast format item.
All right, then I'm going to just use a transition and tell me something I know.
Well, speaking of eyes, actually, you know how when you cut an onion, you cry?
Yeah.
So the reason that happens is when an onion is cut, it's a danger response, and it releases a gas called...
Yeah, well, we going to have to look up how to pronounce that.
Yeah, here it is on Google Translate.
Lacrimator.
Anyways, so when this gas reaches your eye, it's actually your human reaction to swell up with tears as a water barrier to protect your eyes.
As like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, kind of like evolutionary.
I see.
Another evolutionary thing I learned was, I mean, you already know this, but like when you're in water too long, your hands get kind of pruny.
Yep.
So the reason that happens is, you know, most people, because, you know, scientists used to think that it was because the water made you swell, but if that's the case, why wouldn't the rest of your body swell?
It's a reasonable question.
So what scientists think more modern days is that the blood in your body, after humans of years have dealt with this problem, actually takes...
Drains from...
Yeah, it drains the blood from your hands to create friction.
I see.
Because when when your hands get wet, all the oil on your skin that normally creates friction. Friction.
So you get like more,
words are hard, aren't they?
yeah. It's okay.
Yes, but when the oil washes off and you get no traction, so your body creates wrinkles in order to
Gain
when you're in the
traction.
water. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Crazy how the body works. Well,
It's kind of like, you know what's a crazy animal?
what?
Jellyfish.
Well, actually, you ever wonder how like jellyfish reproduce?
Not really, but I feel like you're gonna tell me.
Well, since this is the stuff you already know.
We already know it.
All right, so basically, jellyfish reproduce asexually. They can lay eggs and they can copulate.
They lay eggs.
Yes, it's very weird. Like, firstly, if you were to cut off a piece of a jellyfish, they would separate, kind of like worms, and regenerate.
Like a starfish would.
Like a
It grows
starfish,
back.
yeah. But the split off piece, while not technically considered, a whole nother entirely new jellyfish, it's still the same jellyfish, just living a completely different life.
So it's a clone.
Yes. And
That is-
people wonder why we're like studying.
Wait, hang on. We're getting off track though. I didn't know any of that stuff, and this is the Stuff You Already Know podcast,
Fair point.
which means we should get back on track.
Well, if you're still listening at this point, you're either a masochist or you like to hear our voices just as much as we do.
I know I do.
Regardless, I still commend you for making it this far. You've earned yourself one clap. Join us next week where Blake and I debate whether if two vegans arguing is still considered beef. Catch you next time. Peace.
See you. Podcast out.